And we are rolling on August 9th at UCLA, where it's another beautiful day. The sunshine is shining. Flowers are in bloom. It's paradise. And we're about to hear from Maria, who will share with us her experiencing and communicating respect.
So I believe respect is about holding a high esteem for yourself and others. It is about acknowledging your worth and that of others. In other words, if someone speaks differently from you, thinks differently from you, and even reacts differently from you, you are no one to judge them. So respect is about carrying yourself with dignity and humility without ever harming anyone's feelings. So the experiment Dr. Miller had us do over the span of 2 days was that it was meant for us to learn how to carry ourselves. Luckily, I had a little more time to experience the good, the bad, and the ugly. The very first outcome I experienced was the bad. It was kind of hard to look at people and think, I respect you, because I'm usually used to saying hi or saying some kind of gesture. Also, people kind of just ignored me. The good thing, though, was that people actually looked at me and smiled at me 20% of the time. Also, there was also another good experience out of this. People saw me as a confidant over at public places. For example, there was this lady on the bus who saw me smiling at her, and because I smiled at her, she decided to talk to me. And because she decided to talk to me, she decided to tell me about her day. And after that, she started telling me about her problems. I gotta admit, it was kind of nice receiving her trust, but who am I kidding? She probably just told me because she knew she wouldn't see me again. The bad outcome was the elevator that I experienced. See, I work at Joe Stein Eye Institute, which is an ophthalmology place over here at UCLA, and I get to speak to patients, doctors, fellows, and even students. So when I was in the elevator, this man kind of got me a little nervous. He had this scrunched face and eyebrows, and when I entered, he kind of just glanced at me and paid no attention. I decided to do the noble thing and greet him. I said, "Good day, sir," in the best way possible. And as expected, he just glanced at me, and I decided to not be fazed by him. So I was there in the elevator for maybe 7 more seconds with him, and at the end, he kind of relaxed his shoulders and said, "I'm sorry, it's just that I've been having a really bad day. Week, actually." So I decided to not let his apology go to waste and said, I sincerely hope that that your day goes well and everything works out for you. To my amazement, he actually smiled and thanked me. So there you go. The ugly situation turned into a good situation.
Yeah.
So the takeaway of this, the good, the bad, and the ugly, is that it sets you apart. It's not about trying to get people to like you, get a higher wage, or even have people open the doors for you. It's just something that people deserve and need. Respect is the humane thing to do. So maybe, just maybe, you might have the elevator guy experience.
Thank you. Stay up there for your feedback. 344. Okay, let's start in the rear. Back here. Yes, sir.
Hi, I'm Johnny.
Hi, Johnny.
I noticed in the beginning you holding your hands a bit, and so I was just
That's what you like?
Oh, what I liked was that your speech was very methodical. Explicitly said what good, what bad, and what ugly. So it was
Thank you. Improvement?
Hi, I'm Armand.
Hi, Armand.
I think maybe next time, like a little bit less stuttering. There's a lot of pausing, but that's something that definitely could do.
Stay over here in camera range, please. Thank you. Well, Maria, you started with a definition, so we all understood. I guess you want to understand what respect meant, and you talked about it in terms of esteem of others and yourself, and to be courteous and that sort of thing, and to hold your head high, and all of that was pretty good. You then gave us a preview of the good, the bad, the ugly. I guess the good, you had 2 outcomes, and you said you got about 20% smiles from people, and that was good. And you had a woman open up to you because you smiled, and she told you her problems, and that was positive. And you were, I'm assuming, not just smiling, but saying the mantra, I respect you, and giving off respectful vibrations, right? Yeah. The bad being ignored, I guess, was the bad. On the ugly, which turned out not to be so ugly, was the Jules Stein elevator situation, and that turned out to be, you know, one of those ones that transformed into not being so bad, and because you hung in there with it, and I appreciate that. That was good. Sometimes it's helpful to have a little summary. So I've told you the good, the bad, the ugly, you know, a little summary like that so you know where we've been. And you wrote down what's my takeaway, or another way to say it is, so what did I learn? You know, have a stronger narrative voice so we're following you. It's the same with throughout your speech. Where were you in the good? Where were you in the bad? Where were you in the ugly? Make us know that so you're easy to follow. Liked your speech, though. Thank you, Maria. Good job. Okay, let's hear from Z Chen. Xichen.
I'm here.
Okay, so am I.
Okay. Hello everyone, my name is Chen.
Hi, Z.
Today I'm going to talk about respect. Respect is a word that has great power and meaning. We claim that we want to be treated with respect and dislike it when others show us disrespect. So what's the real meaning of this word and how does it show its powers? I respect you. I kept the experiment for 2 days, and though non-verbally, I think this sentence show great magic on what I do and what I say, and it did make a change. From my perspective, respect means to show love and help in action, and the most important thing is we should pay attention to others' lives. Different people have different reaction to my nonverbal communication, and I have 3 stories to share with you. The first story is about when the experiment began, I started to observe the respect in daily life. So after that class, I went to the canteen for dinner, and there had been a lot of people waiting outside. And when entering the door closes automatically and may cause some inconvenience for the next person. And it was interesting that no one was required to doing that. That everyone held the door, and the next one came on this to stop the door from hitting the next one. So I learned that being respect was very simple, as simple as just opening a door. The next story is about the respect in friendship. Everyone knows that our friends help a lot, especially when you are in some trouble. But the easiest thing for us is to ignore the emotion and feelings in those who always accompany with us. For example, I'm very tired after a day dropping myself in study and works. But my friend treat me like a homeless bird and give me a warm hug. Every day at dinner time, we sit together and have lunch, have our dinner. They always talk about the thing happening that day and laugh together, have a nice time. But instead of talking a lot, I usually choose to remain silent and think of my own thoughts, because I think it will make me feel relaxed. Actually, to be honest, I think it was not respect. It was not very respectful for my friends. So that day I decided to make some change. So instead of being in silence, I paid great attention to my friends' conversation and tried to join them. I kept talking and laughed loudly, and I believe that my friend was very happy that I can join the talk instead of just showing a tight smile. So that's what I learned, that respect can be rewardful. It rewards when others respond to you with the same love and kindness. And after two beautiful stories, the third story may be a little embarrassing, that everything goes on well until I met a Japanese child. I think the child came here for a summer camp, so he was not very good at English. I met him at lunchtime in canteen, and he was looking around and seemed lost, and was confused about how to get the food. I said I respect you from my heart, non-verbally, and decided to offer some help. So I just stepped to him and asked him if he needed help or not. He didn't answer me because he may not understand me, but he stared at me maybe with panic, and suddenly he turned off and ran away. Left me sad tight and don't know whether to laugh or to cry. So my simple stories are over, and I think the experiment was quite interesting, because through the experiment I learned that being respectful can be very simple, and it rewards when others will respect to you. And I think the man to respect others will be the man to be respectful. So I think I will keep the experiment for life. Thank you.
Thank you. So stay up there for your feedback. Yeah. Okay, we're back here. Here.
Hi, Andrea.
Hi, Andrea.
What I like of your speech is the way you clearly separated the three different experiences, showing us and telling us your personal thoughts about what you encountered and what you, and also how you felt like during your colleague listener.
Improvement.
Hi, I'm Nikki.
Hi, Nikki.
I think you could maybe project your voice a little bit louder, just because I know I'm in the back, so it's a little hard for me to hear. But you really
Yeah, you want to fill the room with your energy more. Almost yell. Until you get a louder voice. See? Do you know what I mean by yell?
Yes,
You have sisters and brothers? Be louder, yeah. You have sisters and brothers?
Well, do you have sisters and brothers? No,
Oh, so you don't have anybody to yell at home, huh? Okay, good. Well, you went 5:19, so you were long. You need to work on your word economy, shorten it up. It was supposed to be around 3 minutes, okay, to tell your stories, 3 stories, and sit down. So you defined it, and that was fine. And you needed to say in a preview, I'm going to tell you about the good, the bad, the ugly. Tell us what you're going to do. Okay, real overtly. See? You understand? Yeah. Then we call it a cafeteria. You call it a canteen. I thought that was charming. And you gave us a rather long story of how you decided to participate and listen and get involved with your friends at the dinner table, right? And that was positive because you were respecting them and they were respecting you back. So that was a positive one. On the little boy that you scared to death, I don't know what happened there, but that does happen, or you know, he was just scared of you or something. Looking for a summary, so I've told you about the good, the bad, the ugly. So what did I learn, and here's what I learned, and then you finish, okay? But you get a good job, and I like that you did the experiment. Keep practicing it, and speak louder, and work on your timing so that you speak within the time limit, okay? Thank you. You're volunteering? Praise the Lord. Yeah, good.
Hi everyone, my name is Daniel.
Hi, Daniel.
Respect is necessary, necessary, which means deference to a right, a privilege, or privileged position. We show courtesy, acknowledgement in the process. Today, I want to share my 3 stories about the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Okay.
Good memories are always easy to remember. I was about to find a bus stop, and I happened to meet a young lady. And at the bus stop, I was still not familiar with the native speaker's directions of road. But I tried to keep nice, and I nod from time to time. We have eye contact before I get on the bus. I smiled to her. And what surprised me was that I was about to miss the stop I should get off. She reminded me to get off. And I found that since I came here, people in LA were really nice. And they acted nicely. They said thank you, have a nice day a lot. And I think acting nicely and non-verbally is required. Yeah. And I want to talk about the bad one. I went to the Target to buy a garbage bag for my dormitory, and it was so confusing which size I should choose. I happened to meet an old lady, and she was in front of me picking up some stuff, and I came up, cleared my throat. I thought, repeating, I respect you in my mind, of course. I said, excuse me, but actually she turned her side face against me. I thought that she maybe had a bad hearing, or she was trying to find some goods attentively. So I tried again. Excuse me, but it didn't work. And I felt a little embarrassed because someone just happened to pass through us. Yeah. And now I'm going to talk about the ugly ones. It's actually hard to think of an ugly one because people are so nice here. But there are some circumstances when people want to respect me even when I respect them. I went to the outlet to buy gifts for my mother. I went there with some girls in my group and I asked them for advice, but they seem not feel like talking about cosmetics with boys. So, and one of the girls even looked at me with a disgusted expression on her face, just like this. She wrinkled. Yeah. I felt a little awkward. Yeah, actually. But after that, I had a reflection. I thought maybe it was that previously I said she used Estee Lauder and that actually I didn't mean it, but in the previous time I said that Estee Lauder was maybe for aging women like in their 40s or whatever. I actually copied that rule from a website. When I first said it, I didn't really mean it, but maybe she was angry at what I said, so that day she was not very nice to me, and I felt sorry for what she said to me. Yeah. But it turned out to be okay because we both keep silent and have a deep reflection on what we both said, and yeah, that was okay. What I learned from the 3 stories was that showing respect is a manifestation of being a good friend, a guider, or a good audience. We always have feedback. If we respect others, they'll respect us in return. But sometimes people want to respect us even when we are nice to them. And yeah. In conclusion, showing respect means being that we are polite, we never cross the border or certain limits, we stay true to friends, but we give advisable suggestions when it is in need. Showing respect doesn't mean that we have to meet everyone's need, but stick to our morality standards as long as it is right. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. 5:15. All right, let's go here.
Hi, I'm Andrew.
Hi, Andrew.
I like the way that you thought people in LA were nice. And also the way you described
I was nodding happily to hear that.
Yeah, I was very happy to hear that. And that you described other people's reactions very well. So I thought that was good.
Yes, please. Improvement.
Hi, I'm Jessica.
Hi, Jessica.
Jessica.
Overall, it's good. I think better eye contact and you seem really closed off. So you open your arms, so you open to the audience. Yeah.
Okay, closed off. Open your arms to the audience. It'd be good if you walk 3 times. Back and forth. Daniel, I like your speech. You started again with sort of this definition. You wanted to say what it was. Everyone seems to want to use that as an intro. The bus stop and the people were nice. I'm happy about that. I've had that experience around the world, in Tokyo, in Germany, just everywhere. I've been sort of lost in the subway in Paris, and people, this is your stop, baby. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm half asleep. So I've had that positive experience around the world. So I'm glad you had it too. That's great. On the Target experience, I don't know if your problem was saying excuse me if you meant you were trying to get out of her way, or if could you help me or something. Maybe say that instead. I don't know. On the Citadel experience, I don't know if was it the worker that was rude to you and saying, or was it the girls you were with?
Yeah, I was.
Girls you were with, they weren't having any of you buying cosmetics for your mother. Did they think you were buying it for yourself?
No, actually, I just want to buy a gift for my mother.
For your mother, yeah. But they weren't helping you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't understand. Okay. Again, you went a little long, so work on your word economy, but you had the parts down, and you had what did I learn, and you had a conclusion, so that was good. So you did a good job. Thank you. Can we get in one more?
Ask a question.
You can ask a question, yes.
I find, hello everyone, I'm Tracy.
Hey, Tracy.
I find a little bit weird every time when you want to get others' attention to ask, excuse me. So what should I ask? What should I say if I want to raise
Excuse me, excuse me is pretty good. But it didn't work. Because sometimes they think you mean get out of my way. So excuse me means get out of the way too. What do you think, Mickey? Excuse me is good.
That would be the normal.
That's a normal thing to say.
I have a question. Can you answer it?
I have a question. Could you help me?
Go straight. Okay.
Do you work here?
She's looking like she's shopping with
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Do we have time for one more? Who wants to go? You want to go? Okay. Okay, rock and roll. The night isn't getting any younger, honey. Let's go.
Hello everyone, I'm Emma.
Hi, Emma.
Well, actually I was quite surprised at this experiment at the beginning because I thought I respected everybody from the bottom of my heart, so telling me to communicate respect to others is somehow odd. What's more, doing so non-verbally is definitely a challenge. So I think over and over how to carry on this experiment, and finally I chose 3 elements to express my respect. That's smile, nodding, and well, eye contact. I thought that maybe that's enough to express my respect to others, and then I got to spread it. Okay, now let me tell you 3 different stories of my experience. The first one is the best and maybe the most successful one in my experiment. That's a story about me and my roommates. About a week ago, I got here UCLA and started my summer session. I lived with 2 girls, but I didn't know them before. However, the 2 were good friends before they came here, so it was quite embarrassing. They talked happily in the room, but I was silent all the time. What's more, I was quite nervous and afraid to speak out. However, because of this experiment, I tried to make some changes. I started to make some eye contact with them every time we met, and I listened carefully when they talked and smiled to show I agree with them. So then guess what? We got to talk. And during the conversation, I got to know that they also wanted to break the ice and talk to me. However, I was always silent and with my poker face, so they were also nervous to speak out. In many situations, it is not that we do not want to do not respect others, or we do not want to show our respect. It's just that we are not that brave, and we do not speak out and to exchange our respect with others. And then the second story is a little bad and actually an amusing one. One night last week, I had a video call with my mom, like what we do every night, and to show my respect, I smiled at her all the time and nodded my head whatever she said. I thought she should be quite happy. However, she said to me, "Oh, what happened? Did you lose your purse again?" You know, I lost my purse at the airport when I came to LA. So my mom was too alert to accept my respect, and I totally failed to transfer to deliver my respect to her. So I think something we regard as signals of respect may not be accepted by others as respect. And I think we all are not accustomed to the way of showing and also accepting respect from others, and that's a problem. And then it goes to the third story, and it's a short one and a bit like the second one because I didn't encounter any ugly stories. So also last week at lunch, I faced with my friend who sat in front of me, and to carry on the experiment, I smiled at him all the time during the lunch. He was shocked at the beginning, and then he broke out a long laugh. I asked him why. He said that I have never been that stupid and funny before. Okay, and also me myself thought I was quite stupid. So I think that something which should be messages of respect are actually regarded as some odd actions in our daily life. So I think it is the understanding and the definition of respect that should be changed. So finally, for what I learned from this experiment, actually in my experiment, most people whom I tried to deliver my respect non-verbally gave me the feedbacks that I did not mean to get. Most of them thought I was abnormal, quite funny and odd, but I actually respect them all the time, not just the last week. So I got to think about the real meaning of respect. I remember that when I was a child, my parents always taught me to be polite, to be respectful and grateful. However, when I grew up, they taught me more about how to protect myself from the dangers, but not how to respect others anymore. So I think that maybe the older we grow, the more cautious we are. And when we were all children, we were never afraid to communicate our respect to anybody. But now, as adults, we are timid. On the contrary. So my conclusion is that it is not that we do not respect others. It is just that we lack the habit to show, to deliver, to exchange our respect with others. And on the other hand, the habit of communicating respect could make our life easier, just like the story of me and my roommates. So I think it's quite a good suggestion to be braver and to form the habit of communicating respect to everybody we meet, both verbally and non-verbally. And that's what I think.
614. Where are we? Here? Name? Hi, Grace. Okay, thank you. Improvement?
I love your speech, but I think it's too long.
It's too long, that's all. Okay, yeah. Well, I felt right away that you were going to have trouble when you decided that the way you were going to communicate respect was with smiling, nodding, and eye contact, and not the mantra, I respect you. Right? Because that was different than you behave normally. You apparently don't smile a lot, don't nod a lot, and don't make eye contact a lot, apparently, to your friends, right? So this was out of the ordinary, and that's why people were giggling a little and laughing a little, because it was different. Yeah. So the mantra is the key, not smiling so much and smiling a long time at people or making strong eye contact. Just a look at, I respect you is enough to give off the respectful vibrations. I like the first story of where you learned to get into the conversation, and you said you were poker face and you got into it, and so that was good. A little bit long again. Your mother, the second story, your mother was suspicious because you were smiling and nodding your head. You were acting goofy instead of just saying quietly, I respect you, mother. And it would have worked better if you had just done your mantra. On your third story, your friend really thought it was funny, right? And he was laughing. He called you stupid, which is sad, but because you were just trying to be respectful to him, but he didn't get it. Yeah. So what did you learn? You learned that you talked about this old and young. I don't agree. I think that people get respect if it's given and they can feel it emanating from people from the mantra. And if children feel it, adults feel it, if it's genuine and coming from people. You went too long, but you did a good job. Thank you. All right, our work is done for the day. Return with honor. Yeah. No, you hold on to your self-evaluation until you speak next time.
Okay. So we're going to, sorry, we will continue this topic next week.
Yeah, we'll continue this. And no, we're meeting back in the classroom next time. No, Mickey has other plans for this room. Yes.
How are we graded on these speeches? It's out of 50, right?
Out of 50, yeah.
How are we graded?
How are you graded? I grade you on how effectively you did it, how well you did it in the time limit I gave you, how well you followed the format. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks.
You're welcome.
I have a quick question. Should we prepare for the next speech, the introduction speech?
Yeah.
Are we going to start that on Thursday? Or?
Yeah, so Thursday is, doesn't Thursday say we're doing our
introduction speeches?
Introductory speeches, yeah. So we're going to finish up the respect speeches. We'll have some start of introductory speeches.
Oh, okay. So the same 2-page summary for that one as well. Okay,
yeah.
Thank you.
So the introduction speech is on our
study buddy, yeah.
Okay.
Hi. You need a syllabus and an quick introduction to the class. Really answer some quick questions. Do you have a quick question?
I think you got answers for the introduction speech or bringing the speeches.
Yeah.
Is it the outline or
An outline.
not like the essay,
not like
right?
the essay.
Just the outline format.
Outline. So your friend laughed at you, huh? You'll live.
I chose a bad way to express my
So is the learning experience. Did you tell your mother what you were doing?
Not yet.
What'd she say?
My mom is also a teacher.
Where? In China? Beijing?
I had another question on the movie, on the film one.
Yeah.
Are we gonna have like any? Are we allowed to choose any movie?
Yeah, any movie, you can choose any movie you want to. I'm going to pass around a sheet next time where you can sign up. So we won't have duplicates. What?
Are we starting the film introduction speech? Are we starting the film introduction speech on Thursday?
Whatever it says on the syllabus. It says, what does it say on the syllabus? Introduction. Yes. From what you see on YouTube. Next time you speak. Yeah.
For the, I was so passionate about the film. I was just having a little concern because I'm choosing. I think I'm gonna choose A Miracle from Heaven.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it'll be a problem with my
I don't censor people. I believe in free speech.
Is there a checking list? I didn't sign my name.
You didn't sign in? No. That's fine.
Sign in. I didn't sign in.
There's a sign-in sheet if you didn't sign in today.
I used this one.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Why did I get this?
I was just wondering.
你们签到了吗？签到了。为什么我没签到？我不知道，他传过来的。然后没有人传到第一排是吧？我知道啊。
就从我下节课，如果所有人都能讲完的话，大概只有我需要。就讲。其实我们下节课就讲讲 respect， 基本上没别的。高的。对啊，就那种气质。高的。我真的讲了很久啊，我感觉我没有讲。你讲6分多，就是讲的时候没有什么感觉。我的稿子。一般来说，每个稿子加一点，然后
完了，我的电话号码是多少？
然后你讲完是一个都得看嘛，我们也对不住的，都是自己看。但我觉得你语速挺快，不像我觉得我讲的很快，对啊，所以我觉得可能没有很长。就是一种背下来，自己写的嘛。是下节课吗？干什么？就是有一张什么 introduction， 就是然后我听刚才那个妹子说什么，就是下一次演讲会只需要教一个什么 outline， 就不用教整个稿子。
No, but oh yeah, no speech. But the 4 slacks, we have to already type that.
Before the substance class.
Yeah, before doing it. Are you able to put it on the phone? Okay. There you go.
Ashley.
Yeah, text or text or
因为有一首歌嘛叫 Ashley，
没有
Green Day
啊，
上的第一句就是 Ashley，
真的假的？是想 Ashley，
所以我每次讲都想唱歌。
什么样的歌？
是一个非常开放的歌。
我靠！
嗨。
啊？还在录？
我不知道我们在录。
So instead of like back and forth, it's just like one big text. Does that make sense? Okay. Alright, thanks. Yeah.
So we walk around and we say Armand. Trade phone number. Tell them about the.
So next class we'll do a little presentation about introduction.
Yeah, and we'll finish.
Okay, so how long should we?
3 minutes.
3 minutes about the introduction.
Yeah. Yes. I said out.
Study by team.
So talk about entity and this.
Yeah. And as before you That's for once your speech, he videotapes it and stuff into it, and you watch it like 3 times. No, on all. Yeah. Question? Yeah.
Question. So, do we have to have the study buddy speeches ready for Thursday?
Well, some will be called on. So maybe you won't. Maybe you will. I don't know.
And then, is it if we both go up, or is it one?
Yeah, you both go up. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.